Good evening and welcome to Wine and Why. I thought I would share why I do this business with all the other things we have going on. I work full time and I have a balloon decorating business in addition to teaching some exercise classes a couple times a month and then help out with my husband's business. Have two grandchildren, two children, and so my life is busy. But I find this business very rewarding, and I'd like to share with you why I enjoy it so much and my reason for starting to do this. Some of it's very personal and a little bit heartbreaking, and I'm a very sensitive person, so please excuse any emotional stuff. So pour yourself a glass and take a listen. Tonight I'm drinking sangria. We've been snowed in, so I thought it would be a perfect day to share this. When I was younger, I was kind of embarrassed, and this is embarrassing even to say it out loud, by my mom. She was very short. She was about 5 foot tall, and she was quite round. She used to wave the bus on when I was a little girl, and she had what we call those bat wings, the floppy part of the arms that aging does. I was a young girl. How did I know? But I was so embarrassed that she would be out there in what used to be a house coat, they called them. They were like dusters or whatever. Some of you may not even know what that is. But it's like a smock that women used to wear, like a house dress, they called it. And usually they were sleeveless, which if you didn't have good arms, you were waving someone, on from the bus, and all I could see was those muscles or the flab waving in the wind. Years later, when I was an adult, she was unable to keep up with me in the mall. And I vowed I wouldn't be like that. I would be healthy enough to move around and not be like that. But if you knew my mom, she was the sweetest person ever. She took care of a lot of people. She took care of my dad, my stepdad, my grandfather, my uncle that was deaf, my grandmother when she was alive, my dad's stepsister, she helped him out there, and her sister, plus me. And she was a single mom. See, my dad, my birth father, had left her when she found out she was pregnant. And I'm sure she ate for comfort. Back in the 60s, this was very taboo to, be a single mom, have a different last name. It was taboo for me. I'm sure it was terrible for her. It's not a big deal anymore, but I'm sure she ate for comfort. I don't know if I already said that or not. So fast forward, I decided I was going to work out, and I became an instructor, and I taught step aerobics classes 6 times a week. We moved away from New Jersey up to Pennsylvania, and that's where I was teaching classes. And my husband owned a business, but it was very seasonal. And he's a lovely person, my husband, but he's not great at charging people and collecting. So it was struggling. It still struggles. So I took a part-time job. It was only supposed to be for 6 months. They ended up keeping me. Did I add that it's in a kitchen with food, bakery items, cupcakes and pasta and bread? I'm not really a sweets person, but I do like homemade sweets. So my weight crept up. And meanwhile, my mom died very suddenly of a heart attack. one heart attack. I was devastated, and I felt terrible. She died at 59. Years later, I was still working. I worked full-time now, and I started getting pains in my legs from standing all day on concrete. And my weight kept creeping up. I also got chest pains and GERD and was on acid reflux medicine. And the doctor had heard something in my heart that scared me. And I decided that I was going to lose weight. He suggested I do and start exercising. I joined the gym, started out with Zumba, and actually became a Zumba instructor eventually. I couldn't even keep up with the first class. But 2 friends from that class encouraged me. And I just stayed in the back and did my best. I liked it, though. So I still had the pains in my legs, and I wasn't really losing any weight. So I kept seeing posts on Facebook about Beachbody. Excuse me. And their workouts and this shake. So I thought I would try it. And at first I just wanted to make enough to pay for that shake. But I didn't want to sell it. I didn't want to drive to meetings. I didn't want to hold meetings. I didn't want to do any of that stuff. You see, I've been in an MLM before, and it didn't work very well for me. It was the very beginning of MLMs. Although they had very good concepts, it was more about selling products. It was keeping inventory. And it wasn't something I had time, nor did I want to do. So I decided to just do the workouts and do the shakes. And then, being similar to my mom, I decided I wanted to help other people that were like me, that wanted to lose weight, that wanted to be here for their grandchildren and their children. And I was going to use everything in my power to do that. So that was about 4 years ago. And I've been consistently working it. About an hour or 2 every day. In the first year or so, I'd, post here and there, inconsistent, and not much happened, but I made a little money. Last year, I decided to go all in. And although I had reached the rank of a rank advancement previously, I wasn't making all that much. However, once I decided to work the business, I am making regular paychecks and working on replacing my income for my full-time job. And it is possible to do that and more with this. And I am proof that it can happen to ordinary people at any age if you work it. Beachbody doesn't guarantee that, but it depends on your skills, your diligence, and your consistency. Anybody can do it. There's no special skills. So that's my why. Thank you for joining. There's a couple other videos that will be posted. And if you have any questions, please contact the person that invited you or myself. And we can have you just take a look at it and see if it's for you. Goodbye and cheers.